A blessing has been held this afternoon at the site of yesterday's fatal helicopter crash near Kaikōura that killed a Christchurch couple and seriously injured 3 children. Andrew Davidson and his wife Lin Chen died in the crash. Their 2 children, along with a school friend, were dragged from the wreckage, seriously injured, and are recovering in Wellington Hospital. It comes as a team of investigators spent today combing the mouth of the Keke-rengu River for clues as to what might have caused the tragedy. In a moment, we'll hear from the Transport Accident Investigation Commission, but first, this from Nick Truebridge.
Police have confirmed 60-year-old Christchurch pilot Andrew Hamish Davidson, his wife 39-year-old Lin Chen and 3 children were on board the EC-120 helicopter as it came into land at the store, cafe and campground at Keke-rengu for lunch just before 1 p.m. yesterday. B&B owner and local resident Ian Mertens told Checkpoint he raced to the scene after seeing the helicopter spiralling out of control and plummeting to the ground at the mouth of the Keke-rengu River.
Just saw a helicopter coming into land and then it got out of control, started twisting round and round and then did the dive. Bang! Helicopter on the side, people screaming. Carnage. Absolute carnage. Rotor blades and perspex blooming screens everywhere, belongings everywhere. It was a big grey mess on the beach.
The crash killed the couple and seriously injured 3 children who were airlifted to Wellington Hospital. This afternoon, Medbury Primary School's headmaster, Ian McPherson, confirmed the Davidson's son, Angus, a Year 7 student, was one of the children injured in the crash. In a statement, he said the Medbury community draws on strength from our Christian foundations and from the collective care and support it offers in difficult times. He said the school would reopen its doors next Monday morning for families in the community to gather to support each other. He said counselling services would also be made available. And St Andrew's College rector Christine Layton confirmed the 2 other children on board the helicopter were students. She said the school was supporting the families whom they held in their hearts and prayers at this devastating time. She added the school was grateful for the support from emergency services and those in the college community. Richard Genman was a colleague of Andrew Davidson's and has known him for 20 years. He says one of the children injured in the crash was a friend of one of the Davidson's children.
It's been a very solemn time. We've come together as a company and we've all met in a town hall meeting and discussed Andrew and we've put in place plans for a memorial for Monday with him and we're looking forward to really properly remembering Andrew and sharing stories and then joining together afterwards. And this is a time of year when everyone's thinking about family and spending time with family. So for a family who's not going to get to enjoy that time, it's devastating and we feel so sad for the Davidson family and of course the friend of their family that was on the aircraft with them.
Sales records show Mr Davidson, who also runs a B&B with his wife from their lifestyle block in Ohoka, North Canterbury, had only purchased the helicopter in October. Whilst the bodies of the couple have been recovered from the scene, the helicopter remains on the beach, covered by a tarpaulin. A blessing organised by Ngaitahu leaders was held at the crash site this afternoon. For Checkpoint, Nick Truebridge.
Meanwhile, the Transport Accident Investigation Commission, or TAKE, is appealing for any witnesses who may have footage of the accident to come forward. The helicopter's components will be examined along with maintenance records. Simon Pleasance from TAKE says an investigation team has spent the day gathering evidence.
Things like mapping the site, not just the fuselage but any other wreckage that might have been jettisoned or landed nearby. And they are examining the wreckage itself. They'll be interviewing witnesses as well.
Simon, have the bodies been removed from the site?
Yes, they have. All people who were on board have been removed.
In terms of mapping the site and the debris and the wreckage, we know from speaking to people who assisted yesterday that some of that was moved and the helicopter itself was moved. How much of a complication is that?
Well, it would have been much more of a complication if it had been left where it was, which was below the waterline, and it would have been substantially damaged overnight by tidal and wave action. So it was really important to remove the wreck from where it was, and also the locals needed to shift the wreck, I understand, from the water in order to extract people from inside.
So will you be talking to those witnesses about where they found particular items then?
Yes, we will. We will talk to everyone and anyone that has seen, that either saw the accident or was involved in the rescue and recovery immediately afterwards. That would include the local people, but also the rescue services as well.
Have you managed to get access to any footage?
We have requested footage. We put out a call for anyone who might have had video of the actual accident or of the helicopter as it was flying before it arrived at the scene. It's quite common for commercial drivers to use dash cams on their vehicles, and anyone who was driving through that spot yesterday at about 12:30 in the afternoon may have captured the helicopter flying before the accident or even the accident itself, but the driver might not have noticed. Cameras on these vehicles are quite wide angle and may well have recorded very useful evidence for the Commission in figuring out the causes and circumstances of this particular incident.
Are you aware of any of that footage being presented yet, though?
I can't confirm yes or no whether we've already received that sort of thing. That sort of confirmation is difficult for us to do because of the need to protect evidence.
Is there any recording devices on that model of helicopter?
I don't know about that particular helicopter itself. Some pilots will install cockpit video recorders, and some companies do that as part of their own policies. In this case, I don't know about whether or not there was such a thing on this particular helicopter. What's called black boxes don't typically get carried on helicopters, and that is something which is a area of interest for the Commission in getting these things fitted in future.
It appears that this helicopter changed hands recently. Will you be talking to the previous owner, and what information will you be seeking if you are?
It is typical for the investigation of any transport accident for the investigators to do an in-depth analysis of the history and maintenance history of the aircraft or other vehicles involved, and we will certainly be doing that. So not just the maintenance history under the current ownership, but also previous owners.
And that was Simon Pleasance speaking there.